Okay, so I've been using a vertical mouse for well over a year now, and the model I've been using is the JTAG Digital, which is actually a really good mouse. The only thing that's bothered me a little bit here recently is the scroll wheel itself. I don't believe it was like this when I first got it, but basically when you use the scroll wheel, there's no click anymore, and it's sort of gotten to the point of being unusable. So a lot of the times, I won't even use the scroll wheel. So I thought now would be a good time to do a comparison of two different vertical mice that are a little bit more expensive. So in this video, I'm gonna do a comparison of the Logitech MX Vertical, and this is currently $87.99 on Amazon, which is actually a little cheaper than in stores. Usually they run around $100. And I thought I would compare this to the Evoluent Vertical Mouse 4 Right. And this one is right at $89. So about the same price as the Logitech MX Vertical. Now this is a wireless Bluetooth vertical mouse, but this mouse can also be used with USB. And you can see the angle here is 57 degrees. And this does come with a 1-year limited hardware warranty. And you can see this should reduce muscular strain by 10%. And this does have a 4000 DPI high precision sensor that makes you have 4 times less hand movement. It also has a cursor speed switch, and you can also pair this up to 5 devices and seamlessly switch between them. It also has a fast rechargeable battery where you can get 5 hours of use in 1 minute, where you can get 3 hours of use from a 1-minute charge, and 4 months on a full charge. And this does have a 500 milliamp battery. And the nice thing is you can customize this with Logitech options. And this is their software where you can customize button and keys, application specific settings, and notification and status. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got. So the only thing that comes in the box is the mouse itself and the Bluetooth dongle. So you've got a real nice gray USB-C charging cable, safety and warranty information, just a warning about for the best possible Bluetooth experience to upgrade your computer's operating system to the latest version. Okay, so for the mouse itself, this thing is super lightweight. And then here on the bottom is your pairing button, where you just hold it for 3 seconds to make it discoverable. And of course, you get your on and off switch. Now the mouse itself actually feels really nice. It's got a rubberized texture that goes pretty much all the way around, except for the right and left plastic buttons. And then on the front, you got your USB-C charging port, or you can just use this as a wired mouse versus the built-in Bluetooth. Then you get your customizable forwards and backwards button on the side. And then on the top, you've got your DPI switch. And then of course, left and right buttons on the side. And what they're calling the premium scroll wheel, which does feel pretty nice. It is definitely nice and clicky. Okay, so my first impressions of using this mouse is it definitely feels good in the hand with that rubberized grip. So now I'm gonna connect this to the computer and show you what you can customize using their software. So once you have the Logitech Options software installed, it recommends using the mouse in the handshake position. It also allows you to choose how fast you want the pointer speed to be. I think for me, just a little below halfway feels about right. Once you get past the welcome screen, you can again change the pointer speed if it doesn't quite feel right. You can also turn the smooth scrolling on or off. You can also change which direction the scroll wheel goes by choosing traditional or inverted if you're weird like that. One nice thing is you can change the forward and backwards and gesture button to just about anything. I mean, just look at all these options they give you. And then you can also change the DPI button to be the task view or play and pause. Or you can click more and have a million different things to choose from, just like the forwards and backwards buttons. Then you also have the same options with the scroll wheel or middle button. It can be used to switch applications, adjust your button back, or you can click more and have a ton of more options to choose from. When you click on more down here, you can send feedback if you're having any issues. You can choose whether you get notifications when the battery is low. It also shows the email which your backups are tied to. In software, you can check for updates, and you can also enable developer mode. And you can decide whether you want Logitech to track your every move in analytics, which I never do. And then something I probably wouldn't use is what they call flow, where you can easily switch between one computer to another. Now let's take a look at the Evoluent Vertical Mouse 4, and it does say right in here, I assume they have a left-handed version. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we've got. As soon as you open it here, they just have contact information in case you're having problems with this mouse. So this one does come with a quick start guide. Okay, so this one is fairly lightweight as well. I'm not so sure about this super shiny chrome part, but when it comes to a vertical mouse, I'm really looking for the most comfort, and whichever causes the least amount of wrist pain is probably the one I'll end up choosing. So now this one is a wired connection, but I do believe they have a wireless version as well. Okay, so this one doesn't look quite as pretty or modern as the MX Vertical. Now this one also has an Evoluent mouse manager, so I'm not sure if you can customize buttons like on the Logitech mouse, but we'll definitely have to try it out. And it also has a high gloss finish here on the 3 buttons that definitely make it look a little bit cheaper. But I'm definitely liking this scroll wheel that's covered with a rubber material, and it has a real nice clickiness to it. Now this one's a little bit different setup than the Logitech, so the forwards and backwards buttons are pretty similar on this one to my JTech Digital, except you may have to reach a little bit further on this one to hit the buttons. And then on the bottom is just your tracking sensor. And then here on the side, you get your DPI button or pointer speed, where you can change it from high to medium to low to extra low. And then here on the back, the Evoluent logo lights up once you plug it into USB. And you can see it also lights up to let you know what speed you have the DPI set to. So just quick first impressions on how my hand fits this mouse. It is actually pretty good. It feels a lot different than the Logitech since you don't have the rubberized texture, but definitely pretty comfortable. But I do like that it has the rest on the side, so your hand's not actually touching the desk when you're sliding the mouse back and forth. Now while the Evoluent Mouse Manager software doesn't look half as modern as the Logitech Options does, it still gives you the option to customize all 6 buttons. But this takes it one step further and allows you to add secondary functions as well. Then it also allows you to choose the pointer speed within the software. It also allows you to change the scroll wheel to scroll one entire screen, and it even lets you specify how many lines to scroll down. And then you can choose the speed at which it scrolls. It also has a break reminder that you can set, which I probably should be using so I'm not sitting at the computer for so long. You can also turn on a click lock, where it acts like you're still clicking for so many seconds after you release the button. Or you can choose auto click, where after hovering over something for so many seconds, it'll actually click on it automatically. So once you sit them next to each other, they're actually pretty similar in size. The Evoluent mouse might be a tad larger. And one thing you'll notice, the Evoluent mouse does seem to have a little bit more vertical angle than the Logitech. So now that we got most of the basics out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead, connect these to my computer, test them out this week, come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so I've been testing these for the last 2 weeks. I thought for sure it would only take 1 week to figure out which one was the better vertical mouse, but I gotta tell you, this was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Probably the biggest difference between these two was definitely the grip. When you first start using the Evoluent Vertical Mouse, it feels so slippery, but then it's a really weird thing that happens. It's like the heat from your skin. It actually makes your hand stick to that chrome material, and then it becomes really grippy. At first, it was a really weird feeling, but then I got used to it after a while. I actually like the rubber grip on the Logitech a little bit better, because it doesn't depend on your skin sticking to it in order to get really good grip. And one thing about the Logitech mouse is it worked really good in Bluetooth mode versus when I just had it plugged in with the USB cable. I really like that they give you the ability to use this as wired or wireless, because sometimes it's just easier to do one or the other without buying another mouse. So in my testing, both of these mice worked really good. I really like the scroll wheel on both of these. I probably do prefer the forward and backward buttons a little bit more on the Logitech. So even though it was a really hard decision, after a while, it started to become clear which one was the better vertical mouse. And I think it all comes down to the angle. And I found myself leaning towards the Evoluent mouse a lot more often just because it was more comfortable and it provided less wrist pain than the Logitech mouse. And it seemed like my wrist hurt a lot less using the Evoluent mouse. So if the Logitech mouse was more vertical, I would definitely pick that one 10 out of 10 times. So in this comparison, I've got to give the edge to the Evoluent vertical mouse because it's just more comfortable to use. And when you're looking for an ergonomic mouse, to me, that's really the most important part. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.